Good evening, my dear viewers. I'm Chaterine Whitmor, and tonight I want to share a deeply personal story, one that I've carried in my heart for years. This story isn't just Minate, maybe yours too, or someone you know. It's about choices, regret, and ultimately the quiet courage to seek truth in love. I hope it gives you something to think about, and perhaps something to heal with. My name is Isabelle Montrose. I'm 25 years old and I live in a charming village tucked away in the English countryside. To an outsider, my life appears quite enviably an elegant Georgian home, a dependable husband and a respectable role managing a small publishing firm. But behind the polished image, my heart carries a burden I can no longer ignore. 2 years ago, I made a mistake, if I'm being honest. I married Edward, a man I didn't love. At the time, I was reeling from a broken relationship. I was hurt, proud, and determined to prove something not to myself, but to the man who left me. Edward is a good man, thoughtful. He prepares breakfast before I wake, leaves handwritten notes on my desk, and remembers the smallest details about me. He gazes at me with hope in his eyes, the kind that aches to be loved in return, but I can't offer him what he gives so freely. He once said, "Isabelle, love doesn't have to start with fire. Sometimes it grows slowly like ivy on an old wall." I smiled, but inside I was drowning in guilt. My mother used to say, "Passion fades, but kindness lasts." Yet I've learned that without love, even kindness becomes a chain around your soul. One evening, Edward prepared a candlelit dinner on our veranda. He wore the tie I once complimented, served my favourite wine, and whispered, "You're my everything." I wanted to feel what he felt, but all I felt was the emptiness pressing in. He took me to the same garden where he proposed lavender in bloom, the air rich with nostalgia. He held my hand and said, "This is where forever began." I looked at him and silently screamed inside, but it never began for me. I tried to tell him once. "Edward," I said quietly, "we need to talk about us." He stopped me. His eyes begged me not to finish. "Please don't give up. I believe we can make this work." His hope crushed me because I had none left. And then came the question I dreaded. "Isabelle, shall we try for a child?" I froze. The thought of bringing a child into this false version of love terrified me. I answered gently, "I don't think I'm ready." He nodded, hurt but silent. At night, I lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, haunted by the question, is this what the rest of my life will be? My dearest friend Margaret finally cornered me one day over tea. "Darling," she said, "you haven't been yourself in months. What's going on?" I told her everything. She listened and simply said, "Then you must find the courage to stop pretending." But courage is a strange thing. It doesn't arrive when you need it. Most it hides, waiting for you to grow tired of fear. One weekend, Edward whisked me away to Cornwall, hoping the sea might awaken something in me. The waves crashed against the rocks like they were trying to wake my sleeping heart. But it didn't work. Margaret called after the trip. "Any better?" "No," I whispered. Still lost. One night, I stood before the mirror and hardly recognized the woman staring back. My smile had disappeared. My spark was gone. That night, I packed a small bag. I was ready to leave, but when I walked past Edward sleeping peacefully, something inside me cracked. Guilt rooted me to the floor. The next morning, he greeted me with coffee and the softest smile. "I believe in us," he said again, and my heart broke a little more. Edward deserves a life filled with love, not with a ghost of a woman. I know what I must do, and it's not easy, but I can no longer live a life that feels borrowed from someone else's dream. If you've listened this far, thank you. Perhaps this story resonates with you. Perhaps it opens your eyes to someone quietly struggling. The truth is, marrying for the wrong reasons doesn't just hurt you, it haunts the people who love you. We all deserve a chance at genuine love and inner peace. Never settle out of fear or pride or loneliness. Choose love, real lover. Choose freedom. Because both are forms of truth. And truth, dear viewer, is where healing begins. Until next time, take care of your heart